Heyo! Welcome to the Black Sheep Podcast. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. We're cruising through these episodes. Thank you guys for all the love you're showing us. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when we upload new shows. They'll probably start coming more frequently. It's a good day. Week 1 of the NFL starts tomorrow. That's why we're wearing our get-ups. You got Tyler's Chiefs up first tomorrow. He's got his little Mahomes jersey on.
Goat.
And then since my team likes to trade away every person's jersey I buy, it's just the shades and the bandana plus the T-shirt or hoodie for me. So it's a little boring, whatever. Speaking of T-shirts, we got merch now. Tyler's got a sample to show everybody. Look at that. Black Sheep Pod, you get our logo. Go check out our store. We got everything on there, flags, the flock, rep it. Let's go. So we got a
teespring.com/Black Sheep Podcast.
I'll link that down in the description below. teespring.com/Black Sheep Podcast. We're on Apple and Spotify. Go leave us a review. I know not everybody likes to watch YouTube all the time. So, yeah, go check us out on every platform. Leave us a review. Let us know what you guys think. Comment down below. We got a busy show today. Again, week 1 of the NFL season. We're going to preview the AFC and NFC South as well as the AFC West and NFC West. We're also going to go with our week 1 predictions for the NFL season and introduce something that'll help get you guys involved, hopefully win you guys some money. So let's get right into it. We want to start with the NFC South.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, NFC South. So obviously this is going to be a division that people are going to want to watch. This is we'll start with the boring teams and then we'll get to the excitement. So we'll start off with the Carolina Panthers. Key additions there. They added Teddy Bridgewater, gave him a little bit of money, come in, be a new franchise quarterback, give him a new target in Robbie Anderson. They added Eli Apple to their defensive backfield and got Russell Okung to help protect old Teddy there. And they also drafted Derek Brown, a big defensive tackle up front, and Etor Gross-Matos, a nice defensive end, and Jeremy Chin, who I really liked at safety. Now, the big losses, Cam Newton, former MVP, obviously a huge loss, as well as Luke Kuechly. He manned that middle down for the last 8-9 years, one of the best middle linebackers in the game. Greg Olsen, longtime tight end there, and also Trey Turner, offensive lineman. The Panthers, you can see, they added some pieces, lost a lot of pieces. What are you thinking here? I don't think this team's going to be very good. Teddy's a cool story, but I don't think he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like one of the most teams I have the most questions about. It's like if Teddy comes in and plays well, then they could be second in the division maybe. And if Teddy comes in and doesn't play as good as he should, then they're probably a 4-win team. And like with the Saints, Teddy did good, but he also had a lot of weapons and a good offensive coach. So I don't know about the Panthers defense either. So I'll probably say they're.
Speaking of coach, I wanted to also mention that they got a new coach in Matt Rule and brought Joe Brady, the offensive mastermind behind Joe Burrow's magic college season last year, to run that offense. So it's new all around there in Carolina.
Yeah, they got to just get McCaffrey the ball every play. Fuck it, why not? Just get it to him. But I don't know. I'd say being an optimist would be 7-8 wins.
Oof, you like it way better than I do.
That's optimistic.
I said I like Teddy, but I just don't think he's that good. He's always been super conservative, and that's going back to his days at Louisville. But this isn't an offense that's going to particularly scare anybody. Everybody's going to focus in on run CMC. He's going to get his. Is DJ Moore going to be able to take that next step? Teddy doesn't like to push the ball downfield, so I don't know how effective he's going to be. I got this team at like 5 wins max. I think they're looking for his replacement in this draft. Teddy, again, great story, but I don't know, man. Sorry.
Didn't they give him a bag?
Year. Not really. I think he gets paid like $20 million a year, which quarterbacks isn't a lot nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's like that Case Keenum contract. If it works out, it's good. If not, you're not losing that much.
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, for sure. I would love to see him do great. Hopefully, he takes off one of those gloves. I hate that he wears two gloves.
Teddy Two Gloves, man. You can't go away from that.
All right, we'll go into the Falcons next. They had a rough year last year. Some key additions for them. They traded for Hayden Hurst, former first-round pick. They added Todd Gurley. See if he's got anything left in the tank. They got Dante Fowler Jr., another big addition on the edge. They drafted A.J. Terrell, big corner out of Clemson, and then drafted Marlon Davidson, a D lineman out of Auburn. But they lost Vic Beasley, and they lost Desmond Trufant. Austin Hooper left. He went to Cleveland. And then Devontae Freeman, they didn't re-sign him. He's still currently a free agent. Falcons trying to boost up this defense and trying to replace Austin Hooper with Hayden Hurst. Where do you think they going?
I love this offense, but I think Gurley still has some in the tank. So I can see this. Man, it's just that defense for me. That defense is a question mark for me. Every year it seems like they're blowing games. So I hope Matt Ryan has a great year. He's my fantasy quarterback, so let's go Matt Ryan. But, oh, man, I want to say they make the playoffs, man. I just – if Matt and Julio can stay healthy and Gurley can run the rock and stay healthy, I think they'll sneak into the playoffs with this new additional team they got.
Yeah, I like the Falcons. I think they're a really good team. They added some pieces that'll help them get better, but this division is just tough. We'll talk about the other two big dogs later. At least I consider that. But yeah, the Falcons, I see them as like 8-8, 9-7. They'll definitely be battling for a playoff spot. I think Matt Ryan's and Julio are gonna do their thing, just take off like they normally do. If Todd Gurley returns to even Todd Gurley of 2 years ago, I mean, this team's fighting for a 1 seed. This offense is just so impressive. Calvin Ridley looked a lot better last year. He's only gonna get better. So this offense is gonna be nasty. Yeah, I got them at like 8-8, 9-7. Todd Gurley, if he reaches his potential, this could probably be a 11-win team.
You think that division could have 3 teams in the playoffs?
I would say yes, but the NFC North is just better, and I think that's the division that gets 3 teams in. I think this one's only maybe. I think between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Saints are going to be fighting one of those NFC North teams for the last wild card spot. But speaking of, nice little transition there. Tampa Bay. Big addition of the summer, Tom Brady. They also got his good buddy out of retirement, Rob Gronkowski. They were able, once Fournette got cut, Leonard Fournette went and signed with Tampa Bay. They drafted big offensive lineman in Tristan Wirfs, and they drafted a guy that we both love, Antoine Winfield Jr. They lost Jameis Winston and Brashad Perryman and also Peyton Barber. So this is going to be a totally different team between Tom Brady and Jameis Winston. What we got going on here? What are you thinking?
The 2020
right
Cleveland Browns, baby. All the off-season hype, and it's just going to turn into a turd fest. Tom Brady doesn't have it anymore. Gronk doesn't have it anymore. I got them winning 6 games. You heard it here first, baby.
Oh, no. See, me and you were completely opposite. You made this when they signed Tom Brady. You said they weren't going to make the playoffs, and
Yes.
I still scoff at that. This is a 10-11 win team, easy. This offense is just so good. While Brady might not be slinging it like he used to, he still has Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. They got weapons. Fournette, I don't think he's that good. He's all right.
He's
But,
bitter.
yeah, he's all right. But anyways, yeah, I mean, this is an offense that's going to score. Bruce Arians is a great coach. The defense is a lot better than people give him credit for. Jameis Winston turned the ball over so many times last year. He did not help them at all. But, yeah, this is a 10-11 win team in my eyes. Probably
You know
12.
what Tom doesn't have in Tampa?
What's that?
Bill Belichick. Or
We'll see.
Or a number one defense.
We will see how that affects them this year. I'm a Tom Brady believer still. So
6,
we'll see.
7 wins.
I got him at 10 or 11. 10-6, 11-5. So playoffs, baby. We'll do the last team in the NFC South. the New Orleans Saints. They re-added Malcolm Jenkins comes back to New Orleans. Him and Drew Brees had a nice little offseason together. They added Emmanuel Sanders, added Jameis Winston to back up Taysom Hill. They drafted Zach Bond to play linebacker. Adam Troutman out of Dayton, a nice little tight end. I think they'll do big things with him. And Cesar Ruiz, a guard out of Michigan. They lost Teddy Bridgewater and Von Bell. And they also lost A.J. Klein and Eli Apple off the defense. I think they compete with the Bucs for this division. What do you got them at?
13-14 wins. I got them as a
14.
one or two seed in the NFC. I love their offense. Don't ask me what's going to happen when it comes to playoff time because they like to blow it in the playoffs, but I got them being a 1 or 2 seed. I just love their offense. Their defense seems to maintain. Not great by any means, but not horrible to lose games all the time. So I got them winning that division with Atlanta finishing second.
Oh, jeez. Like I said, I mean, I got the Saints being good too. They're probably a 12-win team. I think they do win the division. Tampa Bay is going to make it interesting, but I think the Saints win it. Just the continuity between Sean Payton and Drew Brees. I mean, they've been together for 11, 12 years. Been good every single year. This team is – the offensive weapons are great. Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, we know what they can do. Drew Brees is pretty consistent. You mentioned that the defense is the biggest question mark. I think they do just enough. This is a 12-win team easy. But it'll be fun. We lead the season off with Drew Brees versus Tom Brady, two of the best to ever do it. So it'll be a fun division nonetheless.
Yeah, I can agree with that one. I'll agree with that one. I'll be tuning in to see Tom. It'll be weird.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even if he does blow it, it's still cool to see he's like 50 years old going out there playing quarterback trying to make something happen.
You know how happy I'll be if they really win 6 games?
Oh, dude, I'll never hear the end of it. But on that note, let's go over to the AFC South. Don't hurt my feelings too bad over here.
Okay.
So we'll start off with the Indianapolis Colts. They added Phillip Rivers, Xavier Rhodes. They made a big trade for DeForest Buckner from the 49ers, and they drafted Michael Pittman Jr. and Jonathan Taylor to help out Rivers on that offense. They lost Pierre Desir and Eric Ebron. What are we thinking with the Colts?
Ebron's a huge loss. But Phillip Rivers, man, what do you get with Phillip Rivers? It's like he's going to go out there one game look like a Hall of Famer. He's going to go out there the next game look like Blake Bortles. So it's hard to see where this team's going to be. I was looking at the predictions and everybody, like all the experts. They had Chiefs-Colts in the AFC Championship game. And I was like, what? But I'm really high on the defense, and that's kind of basically what they were saying is that defense is going to lead the way, which their defense is solid. I'll give them that. But Phillip Rivers had a really good defense in L.A. with the Chargers too, and he just – I don't know, man. He's a mystery back there. You never know what you're going to get. So I would say, man, 6, 7 wins.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm on Phillip Rivers like you're with Tom Brady. I think Phillip Rivers is completely washed. I make jokes about it all the time. Like his throwing motion, oh my gosh, I don't know how he's still playing. My shoulder hurts watching him throw. But yeah, I mean, so with the Colts, he has a better offensive line than he had in LA, but his weapons are nowhere near as good. He doesn't have a Melvin Gordon or Austin Eckler here in Indy. He doesn't have a Keenan Allen or Mike Williams here in Indy. So it's going to be an adjustment. I got this as like if they hit 8-8. I mean, I just don't think everybody's got them going far in the playoffs just because they added Phillip Rivers. I don't think he's that good anymore. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame, but he's done. 8-8 for the Colts.
Kind of a side question. How do you think Jonathan Taylor is going to do in the NFL? He's got all those miles in college.
Yeah, but I don't think that matters. Honestly, when we look at running backs, they usually don't make it past their first contract anyway. So, I mean, Melvin Gordon's still in the league, and he had just as many carries. So, He just got
True.
paid. And then with Indy, he's going to be sharing the load with Marlon Mack early on, so he doesn't really have to get 30 carries right out the gate. He's a big boy too. Have you seen the
Yeah.
pictures?
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's a big boy. So I think he'll be fine. I don't think he's anything special. I think he's what you kind of get. He's going to give you 3 yards and call it a day. He'll
Yeah.
fall forward most of the time, but he's not gonna. He's not one of those top tier guys you have to game plan around. I don't think.
I
So we'll
agree.
see. But with that, we'll go over to Tennessee. They do have a guy you have to game plan around in Derrick Henry. But for them, Tennessee, their biggest addition is easily their newest addition, and that's Jadeveon Clowney. That was a good storyline for like 24 hours on where he was going to go. And then they also added Vic Beasley, another guy who like went MIA for a while, but he's there. They drafted Christian Fulton from LSU, a nice big corner, but they lost Jack Conklin on the right side of their offensive line and a receiver in Tajay Sharp. Cantani put the year together that he had last year. At the end of the year, this dude was a top 5 quarterback. What do you got the
Man,
Titans doing?
I want to say yes, but I just what's up with this division with all these inconsistent quarterbacks? I think
Oh
Deshaun's
my
the only
goodness.
one that's not inconsistent, but I don't know. Tanny was, I would say, top 5 when he stepped in the way he played the end of that year, and he did just enough to win in the playoffs. So if they can keep Derrick Henry running that thing like he was last year, man possessed, and just have Tannehill hit a deep ball every once in a while with that defense, they're going to win some games, especially with adding Clowney. So probably playoffs. They'll sneak in there. I don't think they'll win the division, but they'll sneak in there.
So this is a division that no matter how good the teams are, they always seem to beat up on each other and they always lose to each other. So I mean Tennessee 10-6 is what I got him at. It's respectable. I don't think Tannehill plays nearly as good as he did last year, but I think he plays good enough. And when you have Derrick Henry back there, it'll definitely open up the play action pass a lot. So he won't have to do a lot. He'll probably throw 15, 20 times a game. They'll do to him what they did to Russell Wilson early in his career. Just let your back carry it and you hit the throws you need to throw. And yeah, Tennessee 10-6. They still got a good defense. Offensive line's good enough. Derrick Henry's 6'3", 250 pounds. He'll run over everybody. So this will be an interesting team to watch. I like Mike Vrabel too. And
He's done
then
great.
Mike Vrabel, good consistent coach. This next team, the Texans, terrible coach. Or I won't say terrible because he's taken some bad quarterbacks to the playoffs, but he is one of the weirdest coaches out there, and Bill O'Brien. And when I say weird, I mean he traded DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson. So that's a big addition and loss in the same breath. They also traded a second rounder for Brandon Cooks, and then they signed Randall Cobb. But they also lost, other than DeAndre Hopkins, to Sean Gibson, Jonathan Joseph, and DJ Reader in the middle. Texans, I think, win the division, but Deshaun Watson's a special guy, one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the NFL. Just got the bag, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
What do you got the Texans doing?
See, the Texans are a team I can't really say too much about, but I just know they'll be in the playoffs, probably 10, 11 wins, all because Deshaun Watson does what he does. And when we watch the games, we'll see J.J. Watt 15 times on the sideline for no reason. So it's always fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah, I got them winning the division. I had the Titans at 10-6 because I said this division just beats up on each other. I got the Texans at 10-6. They'll win the division via tiebreaker. Yeah, Deshaun Watson's just special. He does things he shouldn't do, and he carries this team. And yeah, he's going to carry them another division title. Finally, what we've all been waiting for, my favorite team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll talk about the losses in a little bit. They added Joe Sherbert, middle linebacker, helped move Miles Jack back outside. Tyler Eifert from the Bengals came down, and we also drafted C.J. Henderson and Caleb Von Chason in the first round, and Laviska Shenault in the second round to help out Gardner. Now for the story that everybody talks about, tanking for Trevor. We traded away A.J. Boye, traded away Calais Campbell, waived Leonard Fournette, traded away Yannick Ngakoue. Lost a lot of pieces. You start, and then I'll go on my rant about the Jags.
I want to say that I don't think all of those losses were bad losses, except Ngakwe. That's going to sting. But Campbell, I mean, community impact he had in Jacksonville was great, but he's aging and his play has declined from what I've seen. So I wouldn't say he's a huge loss. Fournette, I'm not high on running backs. They're pretty replaceable in this league. But the Jags, I don't think they're going to be bad enough to get Trevor Lawrence. I just see them winning 5 games. I mean, Minshew, a lot of people hate on Minshew, but he had a better rookie year than Kyler Murray, and everybody slobs on Kyler. So I just see them as a 4 or 5, 6-win team, somewhere in that range. I don't see them going 2 wins, 1 win, something like that, and getting the first pick.
All right, so I got some hot takes coming. I've been on Facebook. If you don't follow me, you probably should, because I make some awesome Jags takes. And I had somebody screenshot this because I told them to. I said the Jags are not picking first. There's no way you can tell me the Washington football team is better than this team. And then a Giants fan commented, and I said the Giants are going to be picking earlier than the Jags. I made this comparison before. Minshew reminds me of Ryan Fitzpatrick. He might not be the greatest, but he's going to win you 5 or 6 games a year, no matter what. And so that's where I'm at. I think honestly, I think this team's better than they were last year. Minshew's got a year in the offense. DJ Chark is only getting better. Adding Shane Allen Eifert helps him out. I mean, he had a 4th-string, 5th-string tight end out there last year. We had 3 tight ends go down with season-ending injuries. So the offensive line, it's whatever. I mean, it kind of sucks, but it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. And Fournette, honestly, he would run straight into his guard, do a little spin move for 3 yards, and he'd break off a 50-yarder once a game and call it a day. Yeah, I think this team's a lot better than people are giving him credit for. I said 6-10 before. I'll say 6-10 again. I just don't see this team winning 2 games.
What they win last
everybody
year?
else predicted. They went 6 games last year on the back of Minshew. Most wins by a rookie. Straight disrespected.
You said they'll win more games. You got to go 7. 7 wins. You said they're a better team.
Yeah, but the schedule's also harder. So I don't know. We'll see.
If they win 4, is Marone finally out?
Yeah. I think I said this last year too. So Shad Khan is the worst owner when it comes to he moves on too late rather than too early. He doesn't know when to cut bait. And Marone, I think he's a great coach. The guys really rally around him. It's not really his fault. He's not had a lot of talent. But, yeah, I think he's done. I honestly think so we brought in Jay Gruden in the offseason. I honestly think that he is going to get the job. It's looking like it's going to head that way. I think Marone has to make the playoffs to save it. But if he wins 2 games, he's obviously fired. We get that first pick, and I still think Jay gets the job. But, yeah, I think Marone's got to make the playoffs to keep his job. Same with Dave Caldwell, the GM. He should have got fired before 2017, but we made the AFC title game and saved his butt. So dumb.
If Tyler Eifert is healthy, that's going to be huge. Nobody's really talking about that.
Minshew loves the tight end. So when he played, we had James O'Shaughnessy. Probably never heard of him.
He's former Chief. I know he is.
Yeah, he's not bad, but he's definitely not a top-tier tight end. But he was getting 5 to 7 targets a game, and he was making the most out of it. Minshew loves the tight end. He loves the check down. I mean, he doesn't have the strongest arm, so he's not going to take a lot of shots. He lives off anticipation, so he'll throw deep to DJ Chark. But, yeah, he loves the tight end. If Tyler Eifert can stay healthy, I think and Jay Gruden's offense with Minshew, he'll be a huge improvement. But, yeah, I mean, 6-10 is what I'm going with.
We'll see,
Screenshot
it. We'll see. But that takes us over to the NFC West, We'll start with one of my favorite teams to watch now, other than the Chiefs, the Arizona Cardinals. I think they're a team on the rise. They drafted one of my favorite players, Isaiah Simmons. They got D-Hop from the Texans. They brought over some linebackers, Devon Kennard and Devondre Campbell. And they brought in defensive lineman Jordan Phillips. Didn't really lose any big pieces. I don't know what they won last year, but I say they probably win 5-6 games. Kyler is going to be good, especially with Hopkins and Fitzgerald. And who's the other receiver? Christian Kirk,
Yeah.
I believe. I think.
Andy Isabella, too. Don't sleep on him.
And the running back, what's his name?
Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, Kenyon Drake. So, yeah, I can see them winning 5-6 games. I think they'll be a playoff team, maybe 2021. They're on the fast rise, and if Kyler keeps progressing, I can see them making the playoffs next year, but in this division, just not yet.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is this division is just so tough. You got the Rams, Seahawks, and Niners. So that's 6 games against quality opponents. 7 is probably their ceiling. I think Kyler progresses. He's really good. I know we just talked about him against Gardner. That's no disrespect. But, Kyler Murray is really good. And adding DeAndre Hopkins is major for him. He has a clear number 1 target now. As great as Larry Fitzgerald is, he's not a number 1 at this point in his career. So, I think this offense is going to be fun. Cliff Kingsbury is going to continue to make it crazy with the air raid. And they improved the offensive line a little bit, so I'm excited. Isaiah Simmons is awesome. They drafted him to cover these tough tight ends in this division. So he's going to get George Kittle early. So that'll be fun to watch. I think they play them week 1, so keep your eye out on that. 7 wins is this team's ceiling. Like I said, 2021 is probably their playoff year.
How do you feel about Cliff? Think he hangs around?
Yeah, I think he did a lot more last year than people thought he would. The Cardinals were in a lot of close games. So it's not like they won 5 games, but it's not like they were getting blown out. They kept it tight with some pretty good teams. So I think Cliff, he's as advertised. He's creative with his offensive play calls. So can't really complain on what he's doing. He's not losing because of Cliff.
Right. And then that'll take us to the Niners. They drafted Javon Kinlaw, defensive tackle, and Brandon Ayuk, receiver. I don't know if I said that right, but brought in Deion Jordan and Travis Benjamin. Benjamin will be good in their offense, their little reverses and sweeps and whatnot with the receivers. But they lost DeForest Buckner and Emmanuel Sanders. How do you see the Niners doing this year?
They're back in the playoffs. I don't think they win. What they could do, 13-3 last year. I don't think they do that again. 14-2, 13-3. I think they would go 11-5. Currently, they're battling the injury bucket receiver. I think they've brought in like 30 guys, and as soon as they touch ground there, they get hurt. But Jimmy Garoppolo is what he is. He's not going to lose you a game, and this defense is going to carry him again. 11-5 is probably what I got him at.
I'd say around the same. They'll definitely be in the playoffs. I don't see Jimmy taking a big step back. Last year was his first year back from that ACL, so he'll be even more comfortable on that, you'd think. So hopefully he can air the ball out a little more.
About Jimmy, there's one thing that – I'm one for it too. Like, his game isn't flashy. There's nothing he does that makes you go, wow. But this dude just wins. I think he's only lost like 7 games in his entire career. Even with the Niners, he hasn't lost that many games. It's really amazing. He inherited a terrible Niners team. Took him 5-0 his first year. And then he was 2-0 before he tore his ACL. And then last year goes to the Super Bowl. So I don't know what it is about Jimmy G, but he's getting dubs down there in San Fran.
That's Minshew's ceiling. But I would say that I don't have them winning the division this year, but I still say they sneak in the playoffs, which brings me to the next team that I do think is going to win the division, and that's the Seattle Seahawks. They drafted linebacker Jordan Brooks. They brought in tight end Greg Olsen, Philip Dorsett at receiver, and they shored up the defense a little bit with Quentin Dunbar at corner and Bruce Irvin. They did lose a lot of linemen, 3 offensive linemen, George Fant, DJ Fluker, and Jermaine Ifedi. They lost two running backs, Marshawn Lynch and CJ Prosai. So I don't know if Marshawn Lynch is really a loss. He kind of came in late with all the injuries they had. But I love Russell Wilson, second best quarterback in the league right now. And he does a lot with a little. He's one of the guys that cannot have a great team, kind of like Deshaun, not have all the stars around you, but he's still going to win games. And I think him and DK is going to be one of the best quarterback wide receiver duos this year. So I got them winning 12, 13 games.
Yeah, I got them at 12-4. They'll lose a couple games in the division. You already mentioned it. Russell Wilson, easily the second best quarterback in the league, and it's not even close. It goes Pat Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and then we fall off, and then there's everybody else. Because those two dudes just do so many things that are special. Russell hasn't had a particularly good team since the Legion of Boom days, but he still just makes the playoffs and wins games. The offensive line kind of stinks that he's still losing pieces. It wasn't that good to begin with.
Right.
But, yeah, DK, hopefully he takes another step forward. His route tree is kind of limited. He likes slants, goes, and digs. He's a big boy, and he runs fast, so just get him the ball. 12-4. I think they're winning the division. Hey, Russ is finally going to get some respect. I got him winning the MVP this year.
Oh, MVP takes already. I like it.
MVP.
I mean, he's going to be up there. Him, Mahomes, Lamar, those are probably the top three. But we'll go over to the Rams. They didn't really do much this offseason. They drafted Cam Akers and wide receiver Van Jefferson. They lost Gurley and Roby Coleman. Jared Goff is kind of a stinker. What do you think about the Rams this year?
I'm with you. Jared Goff I'm not a fan. If you listen, Jared, hey, sorry, bub. But no, seriously, the Rams, I mean, they didn't have a lot of room to do anything. They're strapped. One big thing, though, is they just re-signed Jalen Ramsey. He's the first defensive back ever to get over $20 million a year. So I wish nothing but the worst. Yeah. I wish nothing but the worst on the Rams. I hope they go 4-12. I despise Jalen Ramsey. He's always got something to say about the Jags. It's really annoying. But, I mean, this team, as long as Jared Goff is your quarterback, I don't think you're going to really be – that year that they went to the Super Bowl, that defense was really good. And Jared Goff honestly played out of his mind. And he's kind of come back down to earth recently. This is a 6-7 win team. I think they go 7-9. I wish they would go 4-12. I don't see that happening. Van Jefferson, who they drafted, I've heard nothing but great things out of him. He's going to be awesome next to Cooper Kupp. I hope Cooper Kupp gets the bag. He's worth it. But, yeah, those two. Goff has weapons. Cam Akers is going to be good too, but he's just not that good. 7-9 is their ceiling.
I've heard good things about Cam Akers too, which I guess is going to help the loss of Gurley, but Gurley did a lot for them in the running and passing game. So I don't want to say they'll be that bad, 4-12 that you hope for. I'll probably say, like you said, 7 wins, 7-8 wins. They're kind of like the Cowboys. They're always going to be solid.
Yeah, I can't stand it. Just go 4-12 this year, then they can do whatever. I saw an awesome thing on Twitter there that I'm glad that the 2017 Jacksonville team is the furthest Jalen Ramsey's ever going to go in the playoffs in his career, as long as Jared Goff is his quarterback.
That would be hilarious. But Jalen Ramsey, I don't get, man. He's just every time something happens to the Jaguars, man, you're free. It's like, man, this breakup is still haunting him. A couple years later, he's still not over it.
Yeah, it'd be different if, like, I get it. If he left on dirty terms, like the Jags did him dirty, I would totally understand why but he forced himself out. He faked an injury. He demanded a trade. Like, Tom Coughlin's gone, so the dude you hated isn't there anymore. Why are you still saying free my dog? Like, dude, shut up. We get it. You don't like the Jags. Chill.
Okay, hot take here. Did he get known as one of the best corners from his play or his talk?
I think it's a little bit of both. I'd be dumb to say, even though I don't like him, to say that he's not a good corner because he is. I mean, I've seen him completely take away receivers. Him and DeAndre Hopkins were awesome to watch against each other. but I don't think he's $20 million good. He's guaranteed to get burnt at least once a game, and that was the most infuriating thing with him. He looks in the backfield too much. He'll get roasted once a game and then clamp down.
I'm kind of in the same boat with you. I don't like him just because of the disrespect he had with Tyreek Hill, the whole return specialist. He made it as a return specialist. I made it as a cornerback. All that before they played, and just that disrespect. And then Tyreek burned him, and I was so happy. But he did keep Tyreek down for the most part that game, so he is top 5 corners in the league. But should he be the highest paid? I don't think so. I think one guy that's going to maybe top his money is Marlon Humphrey in Baltimore. I could see him getting a huge bag. That guy's a difference maker. He can cover. He can strip the ball at timely. I don't know, man. I just think he's going to get that Jalen Ramsey bag soon. I think he's going to be a free agent coming up soon.
Yeah, it's unfortunate Tre'Davious White didn't wait like 2 more weeks because he got $15 million. I think he's worth every bit of $20 million. Tre'Davious White he just locks down everybody on that side right now. He's an amazing guy. He's older, so you might not want to give him that much money. But, yeah, he's awesome. He's worth the $20 million.
That's
No,
why.
he doesn't. He just lets his play do the same with Stephon Gilmore. They just let their play do the talking.
Well, Gilmore's out there sometimes, but
yeah, not as much as Ramsey.
We'll go over to the best division in football. I can't say it with a straight face, but we'll go to the AFC West. We'll start with let's start with the Raiders.
The Raiders.
It's still weird to say Las Vegas Raiders. I want to go to a game there for sure. Not this year because if they do allow fans, it's going to be a bag. But they drafted Henry Ruggs III and Damon Arnett. It's clear what they want to do. They see Tyreek twice a year, and so like, oh, let's go get us a fast guy. Let's get a corner to shut Tyreek Hill down. Then they added, which is huge, kind of went under the radar, Corey Littleton at middle linebacker. And they added another linebacker, Nick Kwiatkowski.
Yeah.
And then defensive tackle Malik Collins, and they added Jason Witten. It's going to be super weird to see Witten in a Raiders jersey, but they lost safety Carl Joseph and linebacker Tahir Whitehead. What do you think about the Derek Carr-led Raiders?
I want to start this off by saying I think Derek Carr is supremely disrespected. Nah, he's all right. I see what they're trying to do, which I think every team in this division is trying to do, is be the Chiefs. Let's get speed on the outside, just try to roast everybody and have a track meet. I don't know how Derek Carr is going to do that with Henry Ruggs. It's going to be interesting to see that dynamic. You can see what John Gruden wants to do. He's looking for high character. That's why Damon Arnett went in the first. I mean, this dude was a projected second, third rounder, and he went 19th overall for a reason. He's a longtime starter. I think he's good. So the Raiders, I mean, 6-10, 7-9. They'll probably finish third in this division. But, yeah, that's it. I mean, Josh Jacobs is a baller.
Yeah, he is. 6 wins a little high, but I'll give him 4. Why not?
Jeez, you really don't like him.
I think they're last in the division. I don't think Ruggs is going to do much with Carr's. I don't want to say what I told you about Carr. I don't want to say that, but I just don't think Carr has enough. We'll say muscle to get it to Ruggs. So, but I don't know. I just think, and Damon Arnett was weird. I know you like him, but I'm not sold on him yet. He's looking good in their practice videos, though, with Carr underthrowing Ruggs. So I think that'll be a theme. So, yeah, I got them at 4 wins. 6 wins is their ceiling.
Oh, man. All right, let's get to
Then we'll move over to the third-place team in the division, who's also trying to be the Chiefs, the Denver Broncos. They drafted Jerry Jeudy and KJ Hamler, which I wonder why. And then they brought in cornerback A.J. Bouye, defensive lineman Jarrell Casey, Melvin Gordon, and Graham Glasgow. What do you think about Drew Lock?
So I love me some Drew Lock. Uh, the dude's got swagger. He's got an arm. I mean, you can make the argument that Derek Carr might underthrow the speedsters. Drew Lock won't have that problem. Like you said, we know what they're trying to do. To use a Chiefs analogy, obviously KJ Hamler is going to be that Tyreek Hill role. He's a straight burner. He's going to try to get over the top. But Judy is an awesome route runner. He runs smooth routes. I think he's going to have that Sammy Watkins role with the Chiefs, where you got Tyreek going deep. You're going to have Jerry Judy doing those digs, those slants, those little crossers to just try to get open and create space. So, I mean, I like the Broncos way more than you do. They just lost Von Miller, which is super unfortunate. So Bradley Chubb's going to have to step up. That's going to be a huge loss. Even Von Miller being old, he's good to pressure the quarterback. So I think this is a 9-7 team. I think they compete for a playoff spot. I don't think they make it, but I think Drew Lock's the real deal. So
9 wins.
We'll see. 9 wins.
Oh, man, I got them winning 7, 6, 7 tops. Drew Lock did great when he came in. He went 4-1, I believe. Came to Arrowhead and got 3 points, but we won't talk about that. He did face a lot of bad teams when he stepped in, so that's why I'm not too sold on him yet. Obviously, if he balls out and proves me wrong, it's recorded. You guys can troll me all you want. I'll make my AV Drew Lock or something. I don't know. I just don't see this team winning that many games. I mean, Melvin Gordon, me and you argued about Melvin Gordon. I think he's great. You're kind of not sold, at least from what I remember. But
I think he's replaceable.
I think he can make a big impact and maybe take some of that pressure off Drew Lock. I did hate that they got Jerry Jeudy because I love Jerry Jeudy's game. But, man, I don't know. I think losing Chris Harris Jr. is going to be big for them.
Yeah.
They also lost Derek Wolfe, which is going to hurt even worse now that Bond's out because he was their other pass rusher next to Bond. So
Bradley Chubb season.
Yeah, we'll see.
Coming off a torn ACL. Yeah.
It's rough over there on that. We used to be the Super Bowl winning pass rushers. Now it's just kind of all falling apart. But
yeah,
hopefully Drew Lock is good. I mean, I don't want him to be great because he's in my division, but I do like him. He's fun to watch, and that swagger on the sidelines. But we can move over to the Chargers now. Before we talk Chargers, I want to talk about Justin Herbert, their first-round pick. Do you think he takes over the job?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'd have to look at when their bye week is, but it's either after their bye week or he'll probably take over 5 games into the year. I mean, we can talk about Tyrod Taylor when we go over their additions and stuff. Justin Herbert, I don't think he's that good. I compared him to Blake Bortles coming out. Not like he's going to be complete trash like Bortles, but like he's so up and down. He's inconsistent. He played for 4 years, but his tape is super inconsistent. So, I mean, I hope he's good. They drafted him 6 overall. They better hope he's good. But, yeah, Herbert shouldn't play this year, but he definitely will.
I don't know if you remember, but I feel like last year, before he decided to go back to Oregon, I feel like he was maybe a top 2 pick. I feel like they were really high on him. And then he went back, and I feel like it kind of lost some of that traction.
Yes, absolutely.
Like if he went out of the draft last year, he'd have been a top 2 pick, which doesn't matter. Probably not, but since he went 6 overall. But they also drafted Kenneth Murray, brought in Chris Harris from the Broncos, and added Linval Joseph and Brian Bulaga. Bulaga's huge. Their line was terrible, but they did lose Derwin James to injury. How long he's going to be out, not sure, but that's huge. They lost Phillip Rivers and Melvin Gordon. So how many games you got them winning?
4.
Whoa.
Yeah, I would say more, but Derwin James is a huge loss on that defense. Early indications, it's going to be most of the year, if not all of it. I mean, he does everything in that defensive backfield. He plays in the box. He plays deep safety. He does a ton for them. They still got Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram, one of the best pass rush duos in the league. So they'll keep him in games, but I don't like Tyrod Taylor. I think he is what he is. He's a game manager. He's not going to lose any games, but he's definitely not going to lift everybody up around him. We saw it in Cleveland. He loses it pretty quick. It'd be awesome to see him finish the season. He might, but I think Herbert being the top 10 pick is just going to push him out. Yeah, I got 4 wins. I just don't think they're that good. And
Now we're different on this one because
I don't like Justin Herbert either. So
Tyrod Taylor to me is Walmart Alex Smith. He's going to win you games. He isn't going to lose you games. I see the Chargers second in this division, man. 7-8 wins. Their defense, no matter Derwin James or not, I know he misses time a lot, and they still, out of any team, give the Chiefs the most problems on defense. So it's just the scheme, the coach. I don't know what it is, but I don't see them winning 4 games at all. I would say they finish second with 8 wins.
yeah, they're tough to project. Like you said, Tyrod's like Alex Smith. He's definitely not going to lose you any games. They got weapons. I might bump that up to 6 wins. I'll give them 6 and 10.
That would still probably be second in this division. But we'll move on to the Super Bowl champs, the Chiefs. We brought in the Offensive Rookie of the Year, running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And then we brought in the Defensive Rookie of the Year, Willie Gay Jr.
Oh, my goodness.
We also added tight end Ricky Seals-Jones. It's going to be huge since our backup tight end last year was a guy by the name of Belldozer, Blake Bell. So I think Ricky Seals-Jones will be huge, especially with Andy Reid. I can see them running a lot of 2 tight end sets with Kelsey split or Seals-Jones split and Kelsey on the line. I think he gets a lot of catches, kind of like Demetrius Harris did when he played for us. Then we brought in the beast. He's going to be a dog this year, Taco Charlton. I'm very high on Taco, as you know. I talk about him all the time.
For somebody who barely made the roster.
We're not going to talk about that, man. We kept 7 defensive ends. But we lost Kendall Fuller, which is going to be a big hit now, especially with Bashad Breeland being out the first 4 games of the suspension from his weed and alcohol charges. And then defensive end Emmanuel Agba went to Miami, and Damian Williams opted out. So what do you think about the Chiefs this year? Is it Super Bowl or bust?
I don't think it's Super Bowl or bust, but this is a 13-14 win team. You got the greatest quarterback on the planet playing for him. One of the best coaches in the league in Andy Reid. Amazing weapons, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Clyde is going to have a big year. I don't know if he's Rookie of the Year big because I think they're a little biased towards quarterbacks for that. But, yeah, Clyde's going to have a huge year. He's perfect for this Chiefs offense. Yeah, I think their floor is 12-4. I don't think they lose anything less than or anything more than 4 games this year. They're set up to make a deep playoff run. If not, go back-to-back.
I'll say I'm not as high on the win total. I'm as high on the team as you are. I'm not as high on the win total because the Chiefs, man, we have stinkers, man. I don't know why, but like the Texans game last year, we couldn't do anything on offense. I don't know if it's because Mahomes was hurt during that game or what. And then the Colts game, obviously, primetime game, we couldn't do anything. Mahomes stepped on Irving's ankle in that game and just the offense just completely died. I do think Edwards-Helaire is going to bring a lot to the Chiefs offense, and it'll be nice to have a good running game. I know a lot of people see the Chiefs and think that they do have a good running game, but I think Damian Williams led the team in rushing with 500 yards. McCoy
It was
added,
like 43.
McCoy added like 300 yards or something and probably 34 fumbles. But I just running the ball is going to be huge, and that's why I have Edwards-Helaire being better than Kareem Hunt was his rookie season with Kansas City. And that's my hot take. But I see the Chiefs winning 11 games, 11, 12 games. I don't see them getting the 1 seed. I think Baltimore is a better team and with an easier schedule. Our schedule is pretty tough. Baltimore's schedule is like, man, they might win 14 games again or 13. So I don't know, man. I think we do get back to the Super Bowl. I know that's hard, really hard to do. I don't know if we'll win. My worst nightmare is seeing Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl. But I think we do get back if Lamar is Lamar in the playoffs. I think that'll be our biggest test. So I guess we'll see, but I can see us going back. I don't want to. I think my heart thinks we'll win it, but my brain's like that hasn't been done since what 04.
Tom Brady, 04.
So it's rare, and Mahomes is better than Brady, so I can see it happening. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. Go Chiefs, baby.
Yeah, it'll be a fun year. The Chiefs are going to be a team to watch. I hope that we get this like Lamar Mahomes. So I thought of this today. So we had at one point in the AFC, Big Ben, Peyton, and Tom Brady all beating up on each other, and I envision that being Lamar, Watson, and Mahomes. If Minshew wants to come out of nowhere and join that crew, that'd be awesome. But no, in all seriousness, I think those three guys are going to be going at it if Lamar ever gets over his playoff, whatever he wants to call it. I don't know what it is, but yeah, if he ever gets over that hump, I mean, this is going to be a fun conference in the future.
I disagree with that. I think it'll be Mahomes and Watson. Those battles are always intense. Lamar, I don't know. I don't want to talk
Lamar
about
is Big Ben in this scenario, where obviously we remember Peyton and Brady, but Big Ben got his every once in a while.
I'll say Big Ben still might get his this year, but we'll see. That's another team that would scare me in the playoffs.
Oh,
We
yeah, I
can
don't
get
want to see the Steelers.
we can get over to predicting week one since games start tomorrow. It doesn't feel right. It feels a little weird. But do you want to talk about what we're doing with these predictions to the fans? I don't know if I can explain it without confusing everybody.
Yeah, so we want to invite the flock to join us on these weekly picks. So what we're doing is $5. You can join as many times as you want. You just got to pay up $5, and you can make weekly predictions with us. And if whoever has the best winning percentage for 1 week, so out of all 17 weeks, whoever has the best winning percentage between a week. So if you picked week 1 and you got like 90%, and then nobody else beat that throughout the whole season, then that'll win the entire pot. So the pot will be, no matter what it is, say if it's $170, you'll get $100. So whatever percentage that is, I think we're going to shoot for like 75 to 80% goes to the winner. And then, yeah, join us. Make these picks with us. Let's have some fun. Reach out to me or Tyler on any
I will
of our
say
socials.
we're going to cut it off probably week 15. Once week 15 comes, you can't predict any more weeks just because we don't want people throwing in $5 week 17 and just having a bunch of ties, having to take it into the playoffs.
Absolutely.
But if you want to throw $5 in, like you said, get with one of us. I'm not real tight on the money. You can, as long as your money's in before week 10 and you got your picks in, we can roll with that. Just obviously, if you don't send the money, then your picks don't matter. So don't waste.
If you're watching us, if you're watching us on YouTube, our socials are linked down below. So, and our Twitter handles are linked in the videos. Reach out to one of us, and we'll definitely get you taken care of.
We do have 2 guests this week, so the pot week 1 is already $50. So if we can keep this going, it could be a big pot for you guys. We got me and Josh doing 20. That's how we get to 50. I don't want to confuse you guys, but we do have Rudy and Reese picking this week. So we'll start off with the Chiefs Texans. Who do you got winning that game?
I think it's going to be the Texans. It's no preseason. Week 1's really hard to pick anyway. You don't know how these teams are going to show up. But, I'm just going to go with the Texans. They had the Chiefs last year, and then Mahomes just got really hot and did some unreal things. But, yeah, I got Texans week 1.
And that's with me, too. It's like, man, I obviously think Mahomes is going to win. I think we'll pull it out, but I think it's going to be a shootout. A lot of things, like what hasn't been talked about is, like I said, Rashad Breeland being suspended. And then we also are going to we lost Kendall Fuller. So our starting cornerbacks are going to be probably Snead, the rookie we drafted on the outside with Travarius Ward. And then probably Rashad Fenton in the slot, who did take Fuller's job. So he did prove that he's all right in the slot. So I think our defense struggles. I think if we win, it'll be a shootout, or maybe they'll surprise us. I don't know. I can see it being 34-27 Chiefs.
Watch this somehow turn out to be a 10-3 game.
It
I don't
could
think
be
that's ever
with the
going to happen.
sloppy,
But
no preseason. But with our guest picks, Rudy and Reese both picked the Chiefs, so they're together on that one. Then we move to the next game. Minshew Mania, the Jags versus the Colts. Both of our guests took the Colts. How does that make you feel?
this is my upset pick of the week right here. So,
Shocker.
no, I'm a realist when it comes to the Jags. No, but seriously, so fun fact here. The Colts haven't beaten the Jags at home since 2014. And guess who made their debut that year? The one and only Blake Bortles. So I'm just saying we've been pretty good against the Colts, no matter – and they had Andrew Luck, who was way better than Phillip Rivers. Yeah, I think we sneak this one out. We're bumping out a undrafted free agent running back. Nobody knows who he is, so I think that'll be fine. James Robinson out of Illinois State. Dude looks good. I mean, I do. He's gonna be my sleeper this week. I'm telling you, he's dropping 20. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I get my hopes up every year with the Jags, but I really think they pull this one out. I can see us going 4-0 to start the year, and then finishing the year 4-12. So, yeah.
I'm gonna take the Jags, man. You sold me. I got the Jags winning. I got the Jags winning 17-14. A barn burner.
Yeah. So the only thing that scares me is no matter how bad Phillip Rivers is, he turns into Tom Montana when he plays the Jags. So, like, whatever quarterback you can build, Phillip Rivers turns into that, and he's just the greatest thing on earth whenever he plays the Jags. So that worries me a little bit, but, yeah, I still got the Jags winning this one.
I can see with the new offense with the Colts how they could come out and throw 14 on the board. I don't know how the Jags defense is going to look, so I could be way off in this, and the Colts could rout them 31-10. So, never know. But we'll
Disclaimer, Tom Montana was a mix between Tom Brady and Joe Montana. I don't want people to think I'm an idiot, so I had to throw that one out there.
I got the reference. I got it. But we'll move on over to the Seahawks and Falcons. Once again, both of our guests took Seattle. So I'm going to stick with Seattle. Like I said, I'm high on Seattle, so I see them winning this one. What about you?
I'm going to go with Atlanta. We mentioned earlier when we talked about the Seahawks, this defense is missing some pieces, and Atlanta just has a lot of firepower, especially if they're on all cylinders. So, yeah, I think Atlanta's going to sneak one out early. Russ is going to do what Russ is going to do. He's going to keep it close. He might even steal it late, but I think Atlanta's going to win this one.
I hope so, man. But I just got Seattle. But, Matt, give me all the points you can. Hopefully it's a shootout. And then we'll go to the Jets and the Bills. Of course, Reese, being the homer he is, took the Jets. What about them goddamn Jets? I can hear him saying it now. But Reese took the Jets. Rudy was smart and took the Bills. I'm going with the Bills as well. I see it being a blowout, honestly. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, first game together. I think they connect on a few deep balls. I got them winning by 17.
Whew, that's a big margin. But I'm with you. This Jets team is not good. I don't care what anybody tells me. And are you ready for a super hot take? Josh Allen's going to be the best quarterback on the field that day. He's going to throw for over 300. He might rush for close to 100. He's going to kill the Jets. It's not going to be close.
I can see that happening. I wouldn't say best quarterback on the field is a hot take with Mono Boy back there, but
I like Sam Darnold. I think he's a better overall quarterback.
Better than him for sure.
Oh, geez.
I don't think it's really that close, honestly. Josh Allen can do it all, man.
He can. He's got the strongest arm in the league.
Come on, man. You don't have to do that while I'm wearing the jersey. But we'll go to the next game. The Lions and Bears. They picked different again. Reese took the Bears, and Rudy took the Lions. I'm going Matt Stafford all day. Just Matt Stafford, man. That's all. Matt Stafford versus Trubisky. Give me Matt Stafford.
Yeah, somehow Trubisky still won this job over Foles. I'm not surprised because I watched Foles play last year, but it's still pretty crazy. Yeah, Stafford's gonna. I contended all day. Stafford's a top 5 or 6 quarterback in the NFL, and when he's healthy, this Lions team is just a different beast. Yeah, I got them winning by at least 10. The defense for the Bears can only carry you so far.
Yeah, and then we'll go to the Packers and Vikings. They both took the Packers, and I'm with them. I'm going to take the Packers. I know you're going to take the Vikings, but I'll send it over your way anyway.
I am going to take the Vikings. Yannick Ngakoue and Everson Griffin are going to be gnarly. Wait, is it Everson Griffin?
Did he leave?
I think he left.
I don't know.
Danielle Hunter?
It might be. It might be.
Oh, well. Hey, first rare L for me if Everson Griffin is gone.
I got to Google it now, man. I got to Google it.
Yeah, man, pull that up while I talk about it. But, yeah, this Vikings defense is really good. And
he's with the
Packers,
Cowboys.
Yeah, so it's definitely not him. It's got to be Danielle Hunter. But, yeah, this defense is good. And Aaron Rodgers still only has Devontae Adams as a top receiver. So he's going to struggle. Yeah, and Kirk Cousins is good. And from what I hear from Justin Jefferson is he's making some moves in camp. And they think he can walk into that spot with that Diggs left pretty easily. And Adam Thielen is one of the best receivers in the league. I see no reason why the Vikings don't walk away with this. Dalvin Cook's fully healthy. I think this is going to be an easy win.
I don't know if you remember my projections, but I wasn't very high on the Vikings this year. So that's.
Does Yannick Ngakoue change that at all?
Nah, not at all.
Not at all.
Nope.
All right. So that next one.
That's going to be the Dolphins and the Pats. They both chose the Patriots. Cam Newton's first game versus I don't think it's that much of a hot take to say a loaded Dolphins defense right now. They just keep getting better every year on defense. So I got the Dolphins winning that game. I don't know if that'd be an upset. Maybe it is. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
We never know what we're going to get with the Patriots this year.
This Dolphins team is scary. I mean, Brian Flores is probably going to compete for Coach of the Year this year. He probably should have got last year. Ryan Fitzpatrick, they're probably 1 year away from being in the playoffs. I think they win this game, though. Ryan Fitzpatrick will give you some. It's early in the season. He might go for 500 in week 1. But, Cam Newton, I don't know how he's going to run this offense. And whether they want to admit it or not, these offensive weapons around him just aren't good. Running back is sketchy. Receiver is best ones of 5'10" slot receiver and Julian Edelman. N'Keal Harry, I thought he was great coming out, but he didn't look that solid last year, so hopefully he grows. But it's going to be rough, and Cam's going to need some time to get used to this offense. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins snuck this one out.
Plus all those opt-outs on the Patriots defense. I'm drawing blanks on the names, but
you got Patrick Chung. Yeah, still got Gilmore back there, but he can only do so much.
He'll be on Parker. And that was a fun matchup to watch last year. I don't know if you watched Week 17, but I was tuned in because they got the Chiefs into the playoffs, or the second seed. But Fitzpatrick and Parker were on another level that game. Another
dude you got to watch out for is Preston Brown. He really turned it up last year, and they just traded for Lynn Bowden for the Raiders, who they drafted this year. So they think he can jump in the slot and help out. This Dolphins team is going to be fun to watch.
What's the tight end? Gesicki?
Yeah, Mike Gesicki. Baller. Once Tua takes the reins, it's going to be a fun team.
I think they got Durham Smythe, too, from Notre Dame, so they got some solid pass-catching tight ends. But we'll go to the next game. We got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington football team. Both the guests took the Eagles. I gotta agree. Eagles in a blowout.
Yeah, this is easy. Chalk it up. Eagles dub. Washington's terrible. Dwayne Haskins is bad until he's not. It's just this is a bad team. This team's. They say the Jags are tanking for Trevor. I think this team's tanking for Trevor. Ron
Bring it.
Rivera and Jack Del Rio are good coaches, but just not a good
Bring
team.
bring Alex Smith in for the charity touchdown. Come on, guys.
Oh,
Do
stop
what's
doing
right.
that. Don't do that to his leg.
But next game we got the Raiders and the Panthers. They both took the Raiders again on this one. By the way, tomorrow we'll have a graph out with these picks, so it's all written down. You guys can see it a little better that
This
way.
is September 9th we're recording, so.
Yeah, they both took the Raiders. I got the Panthers, probably because I'm biased, honestly. But I don't like Carr. I like Bridgewater better, and I'm a big quarterback guy. I think McCaffrey's going to go off, so I got the Panthers winning that one.
Yeah, I got the Raiders. I talked about it when we talked about the Panthers. I just don't think they're that good. Bridgewater, he's not going to push the ball. So I think it'll be close, but I got the Raiders winning this. Derek Carr do just enough. Josh Jacobs, he'll get his 102 touchdowns.
You don't got to push it down the field when you got McCaffrey to run 90 yards with it.
That's true.
Then we go over to the Browns and the Ravens. They both took the Ravens. Who you picking that game?
Can the Browns finally put it together? That's the question.
Big question.
They keep getting better. This is a make or break year for Baker. It sucks he has to start out with the Ravens. They have a really great defense. Lamar, he causes problems in the regular season. I think the Ravens are going to win this.
Yeah, Ravens. Ravens by 10.
I think it'll be close.
Yeah, I think it'll be close, and then the Ravens will score a touchdown late or a field goal late just to keep it from a one-score game.
Yeah.
Then we go over to the Bengals and the Chargers. Rudy came out hot with this one. Rudy said Bengals by 10. Reese took the Chargers. I am praying to the football gods that the Chargers win this game. So I'm going to take the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't care how many Bengals fans tell me Joe Burrow is the second coming of Jesus. He's going to have to prove it in the NFL. Somebody said that he's already better than Baker Mayfield. Like, we can't be doing that stuff.
Who
You
said
have
that?
no idea. You already know. We won't call him out on the pod.
Oh.
We'll let him come defend himself 1 week, but right now it ain't it. But yeah, week 1, Joe Burrow is facing Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram, and this Bengals offensive line, they're banking on Jonah Williams being good. He hasn't played in a year. He hurt his shoulder last year. That's a big deal. So yeah, they have weapons. AJ Green, Joe Mixon just got a fat stack, so he's going to be toting the rock. But the offensive line, Joe Burrow is going to be under duress all day. And this Bengals defense isn't the greatest either. I think Chargers by 10.
I don't know if you saw, but the Bengals defensive line is better than the Chargers. So they got all the talent. No excuses. They better win this one. That's all I know. But we'll move on to the next game. Big game. I'll definitely be tuned in. The Buccaneers versus the Saints. Reese took the Saints. Smart man. Rudy took the Bucks. He's banking on Grandpa Brady. I'm going Saints. Saints by 17.
Gee, 17 – you really don't like Tom Brady. I'm going with Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers. They just got so many weapons. And the Saints secondary, are they going to be able to hold it down? Malcolm
Absolutely.
Jenkins is getting old. So,
But
Mike
Brady
Evans,
is it? Come on, man.
Well, Malcolm Jenkins, Brady isn't covering Mike Evans or Chris Godwin. So, yeah, I mean, I just think Brady has too many weapons. He hasn't had these type of weapons in years. So, I got Tampa by 17.
Stop it. I don't really have the Saints by 17, but I do think they win by 3.
I still got Tampa by 17. I'm holding that one.
And then we go over to my upset of the week, the Arizona Cardinals versus the 49ers. I got the Cardinals. Both of the guests took the Niners. I think Kyler and D-Hop have a big first game together. I got them winning a close one.
Yeah, this will be interesting. One of the better games of the week to watch. Got a couple of questions. How does San Fran bounce back? They talk about a Super Bowl hangover for the champs, but the losers don't particularly have great success either. So how do they handle that? And then there's wildfires right now in Cali, and it's in San Fran territory. So how are they dealing with their schedules and all that, having to work through all that? So I think it'll be close. I still got San Fran winning. That defense is just too good. I don't think Kyler's there yet. D-Hop will make it interesting, though.
My upset's coming through, man. Bank it. Bet on it. Go all in. But then
Hear that?
we'll go to Cowboys Rams. Reese took the Cowboys. Rudy took the Rams. Oh, this hurts. I'm going Cowboys. That hurt to say.
I'm with you. Larry, if you're listening, I'm giving the Cowboys some credit. More because I want the Rams to lose, but, yeah, the Cowboys offensively, they're going to be one of the top teams in the league. They have one of the best offensive units in the NFL. I still don't think Dak Prescott's that great, but with this team, you don't really have to be great. All you really have to do is step back and throw it. You got Zeke running the rock. You still have a great offensive line. They did lose Travis Frederick, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. I think Cowboys by quite a bit.
Then we go to Steelers-Giants. Reese took the Steelers. Rudy is I don't know what he's on, but he's taking the Giants in this one. I got Big Ben having a good year this year. Like we talked about in the division predictions, I got them making the playoffs. I think Rudy told me that Big Ben isn't healthy. I think he's just fine. I think he's gonna have a big year. So I got the Steelers big in that one.
Yeah, people sleep on Big Ben and the Steelers team. This defense is amazing. TJ Watt is going to push for Defensive Player of the Year. Minka Fitzpatrick's amazing. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be close at all. I got ready for a crazy one. They're about to skunk the Giants. 21 points.
Oh man, that's rough. I don't think it'll be that big, but I definitely see 2 scores. Then we go to the last game, the Titans and the Broncos. They both took the Titans. I'm taking the Titans as well. Like with the Broncos losing Von Miller, that's huge. I think Henry pounds the rock, and they just run it down their throats.
Yeah, this is going to be a low-scoring game. 14-10 type of shootout right here. Henry is just going to be too much. Titans are going to stick to that game plan. Von Miller's a huge loss. Like Drew Lock, but this ain't it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Drew Lock's got a lot to prove. He can win that game. I'll be impressed. But like I said, we'll have a little graph out tomorrow with these projections, predictions, whatever. And we'll have that for you guys. Hit us up to come in and predict next week. You can do it on live. They wanted to send theirs in, but you guys can come on here and make your own picks and tell us why they're going to win and why you're going to win the money.
Yeah, let's get some fan involvement. Comment if you're on YouTube. Leave a review. Leave your picks in a review. 5-star review. Let us know. We can definitely bring you on too, like Tyler said. Let's talk to you guys. Tell us why we're idiots or why we're clearly experts. That's why we do this, right?
Yeah.
But no, seriously. Yeah, just tune in. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell. We got all our socials down there. Go check out our shop. Get some merch. Rep the flock. We'll see you guys.
See ya.